What is up? It is DJ Martini Midwest Reviews coming at you with another video for my channel today. I have a really cool little portable projector from Miroir. It is a DLP type projector that supports up to 1080p, so it's looking pretty good, and I wanted to bring it to you because it's a good value at the time. I picked it up on clearance at Walmart. They were getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and for the price point I couldn't pass it up. I just wanted to go ahead and try it up, bring it to you, and I'll let you know what I think of it today. So thank you so much for tuning in to DJ Martini Midwest Reviews. If you like review videos, if you like any kind of tech, electronics, or whatever I can get my hands on, I'm going to bring you those valued items right here on my channel. So thank you for tuning in. All I like to do is do the reviews for you, do the research for you, give it to you as easy as possible to digest, and I'll leave some links in case you guys are interested in the product. So thank you so much for tuning in. Let's jump into this video. Here is the box right here. What do you get in the box? Right there. A nice box, looks really good. It looks professional, looks like it's going to work really good for you. We'll get into that a little bit, but it does have a lot of features, like projects up to a 50-inch image, has an HDMI cable provided, 2 hours of a built-in battery, which was real cool. I actually didn't read the box, and I was really surprised it has its own built-in battery in it for it. It has two built-in one speakers on the left and right side, so that's cool, and it has 20,000 hours of LED projection time. It says it's good for games and smartphones and tablets, anything you can hook up to it with the correct cable. You're going to be able to get that done. So in the box, what are you going to get? You're going to get about a 2-foot HDMI cable. Quality looks okay, pretty decent. I've definitely used this a few times, so I know that it works, so not too bad. But you do get the HDMI cable. You're also going to get a like small micro cable. So this is a micro to USB cable here, and this is how you're going to charge the device, and it takes about 3 to 4 hours for charging. But you know, it comes with some instructions. It does have some instructions and a safety little booklet there, and then the actual device itself is right here, which is about the size of my palm. You know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty portable. It looks really nice. It has a lot of features here. You can see you got your HDMI port right here, audio 3.5 millimeter jack. You have your USB output, is output only for power. We'll talk about that in a second here. And you have the micro charging port right there. On the other side, you have the power button right here, volume buttons, your focus, a little focus kind of toggle here. You can see right there is a speaker right there, and there's your other speaker on the other side. Has nice little rubber feet on the bottom. And then it has a screw-in device for a tripod or things like that. Top, and then there is your front. Nothing fancy, but it just works, and it's pretty cool. Definitely have a lot of outputs. Have that power out, so you could actually plug in a like Roku stick into it, or some kind of device that might need power. It can power it, so your cell phone, things like that, it's going to charge that, but you will be using the more of the battery power that the unit gives out. But it can definitely handle powering some other devices. Let's talk about some specs on it, and then I'm going to go show you how to hook everything up, and then how to project it onto the wall. So this was, it does retail for about $99 if you bought it just straight out, but you can find it right now $89 on Amazon. It is called the Miroir M75 on Amazon. It's just the Miroir mini projector on most websites, and like I said, $89. Up to a 50-inch image. It's made for dark spaces, so it wants it to be really dark. If you can't have the lights on, you know, it's going to project, and it doesn't have the brightness to really take that light, so you're going to have to project into dark spaces. You can't hook it up to everything, laptops, gaming systems, and whatever you want to hook it up to, you can, as long as you have the correct adapter to go from that HDMI port. It does have up to 1080p. Will support up to 1080p. But it does have the 640 by 360p resolution is what it's, you know, says. But when you plug things into it, it will say what it's going to get it up to, especially for projection. So it does have the 1-watt speakers, and now it says 1-watt speakers, but they're actually surprisingly pretty loud. They don't sound great, but they're pretty loud for what they are, which I was really surprised. And it's good enough if you're listening to like a basketball game or a football game. You can feel enough sound that you'll be able to hear what's going on. It does have a 20,000 hour lamp life for its LED. It is DLP, which is the digital light processing, which is some had like an incandescent light or a fluorescent light that produced the light and would produce your projection. This has a laser light in it, and it reflects off a bunch of little mirrors, and then that's what gives you your pictures in layman's terms of what that is. It does have an audio output, so you can hook it up to any speaker that you like. It does have an HDMI port. Like I said, it comes with the cable, so you can hook that into your device that you need. It does have a 5-volt output, so you can produce battery power for a tablet or a small phone or things like that. And it does have that 3.5 millimeter jack, so very, very, very cool. It will do 16.9 aspect as well, and it does take 3 to 4 hours to charge it, but you do have a battery life of about 2 to 3 hours as well. I was able to watch a football game no problem with it, so it does work, and it does have surprisingly battery life for what it does. Extra things that I would definitely suggest you're probably going to need, depending on what kind of device you have. If you have a Android or some kind of iPhone or iPad or something like that, you're going to need anything that like a laptop. You might have a HDMI output on your laptop, so that'd be no problem hooking up a laptop to it. But if you're hooking up a tablet or a phone, you're going to need some kind of adapter. Like on the iPhone, if you have an older one, you're going to need some kind of adapter like this with the lightning to the HDMI port. Or if you have a USB Type-C phone now, you're going to need some kind of device like this, which has the HDMI port to the USB Type-C port. So you're going to need some kind of device like this. I'll leave some links in case you guys are interested, but you're going to need these to be able to project that. Today I'm going to show you from my tablet. I'll take the tablet and use this, and I'll be able to project this onto a little homemade screen that I made. You don't have to buy anything crazy. Like I said, I just took a white piece of construction paper. It's pretty big, and I'm going to project on it, and it's going to make a great backdrop. In my basement, I actually have like gray walls, or if you had a white wall or any kind of lighter wall, you could easily project this onto it as well. No problem. The only thing is the space between there is what we'll talk about a little bit for positives and negatives. Other than that, I'm going to show you how to get that done, how to hook it up, and we'll get this going here. So let's go ahead and start. You can set this on any flat surface, but it really does have to be flat or your picture is going to look all crazy. So I'm going to actually put this on this tripod. It's from the company UB Size. So I did a little video on that, but this fits right on there, and it's going to be nice and flat too, which is cool. And I can put this at any height because I can raise and lower this anywhere I need it. So that's pretty cool. So I will be able to show you everything here. So we have our ports. The ones we're going to worry about today is the HDMI port right there, and also the micro you might use if you need to charge it. I'm going to need this, and I'm going to need the cord provided, which is the HDMI right here. So we're going to plug this into the HDMI port on your hub. Some hubs will be different, but it's going to have that HDMI port, and you just plug that right in, and then we can plug this into our projector on the back right here in the HDMI port right there. Now if you wanted to hook up a portable speaker, you could do that as well. You need a 3.5 millimeter jack and the speaker that you're going to use, but like I said, we're going to just for testing purposes, we're going to use the speakers on this so you guys can hear what they sound like. And then also if you wanted to charge this while you're projecting, then you could use this cord. And if you have a little portable battery pack, you could use this too. So this one's pretty heavy duty. This is a linear flux, pretty good little charger, but you could use any kind of, and you could actually set this on top of this like this, and it's not going to hurt anything. And you could plug this in and you could charge it, no problem. But we don't need to do that because it is battery powered, and we're going to go ahead and use the battery power from it. So other than that, you'd be ready to go. All you need to do is grab your device, your tablet or laptop, whatever you're going to use, plug that into here, and we're going to be able to go ahead, and I'm going to show you a projection. I'm going to go ahead and hit the power button here, and you're going to see it turn on, and then I'm going to go ahead and set it up. We'll stop the video and I'll set it up for you. But you can see it turns on right there. It's kind of projecting into my phone right now, but you can see that it does have some brightness, but we're going to get into that a little bit. What's up? So, we're back. We're going to show you how to set this up and get it all going so you can get a nice little projection on your screen. We have a little screen here that I homemade right here. Like I said, you could project it onto the wall, or you could make a little homemade. This is just some basic construction type paper. It's white, and this will make a really nice backdrop for a small screen. Set this up right here. And like I said, that's why we're putting it on our little stand here. All right, so right there it shows our signal on the wall, and we're going to shut the lights off because, like I said, with the light, you're not going to get a good picture. But once again, then we're going to take our tablet with our adapter here. Hook this up to our projector here. We're back, so I wanted to show you just really quick what it looks like and the sound you're going to get out of it. I have it on full volume. We'll hit the volume button here. You can see that the picture actually looks pretty good at that size. We're about 4 feet away from the screen there, and you can see that it looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead, this is one of my videos here. Go ahead and press play. So you can see that it looks pretty good. We are in pitch black almost, besides my screen in the background here. And you can see that it looks pretty decent, but it has to be a pitch black dark room. That it will go out to that 50-inch size, but like the farther you go back, the dimmer everything gets. So I think the best picture is really at about this 32-inch size here.
What is up? It is DJ Martini Midwest Reviews coming at you with another video for my channel today. I have a really good comparison between...
All right, let's get some lights on real quick. I turned the lights on just a little bit so we can see what we're doing here. And if you could see the screen here, you could still see it, but it's really dark. So if you were pretty far away, you're not going to be able to see any of the detail, any of the letters or things like that. You can still kind of see the screen, but it's not great, and that's why you really need a dark room. Really good. Also, I wanted to, once you hook up the item into your tablet, and then you have your projector here, once you hook it up, the audio is taken over by the volume of the projector, so you can't adjust the volume on your device at all. So all the volume you get will be on your actual projector. So I just want to give you kind of a little sound test again so you can hear this. And that's the sound you're going to get out of the projector right here. And there is speakers on both sides of this, right here and on the other side. And so that's the sound you're going to get there. It's not super loud, but it's definitely loud enough for you to be able to hear what you're doing and be able to listen to your videos and things like that. So. All right, so one thing I just want to point out right here is when you plug this in, it will tell you exactly what the resolution is. So when we plug it in to my tablet here, which is an iPad mini, and it is going to say that is 1280 by 1024 at 60 hertz. You can see that it is a little bit blurry on the letters, so the definition is just not that great, and it doesn't matter how far or close I get. Probably the closer I get, the better it would look, but the farther away, in my opinion, the worse it looks. And like I said, you really need a dark space for it to look the best, and it does say that, but that's just one thing I really wanted to point out on this mini projector. Alright everyone, let's wrap this video up on the Miroir micro projector. Positives and negatives. Let's wrap this up. So, absolutely positive. I think the price point is pretty good at $89 now. Now when it was probably at $120 or more, absolutely I don't think that was a great price for it, because I'm not really sold on the crispness and clarity of the device, but we'll get into that in the negatives. But positives, price point pretty good at $89 right now, and I would definitely purchase that at $89. The battery life on it is sufficient in my opinion for a price point like this and a device like this. Very portable, super light, can take it anywhere you want, and you can plug it into your phone, your tablet, your iPad, a laptop, a streaming device like a Amazon Fire Stick or a Roku stick, however you want to call that. And it would have its own power coming from the device as well. That's pretty cool. Now it won't power your laptop, it won't power bigger devices, but a mobile device like a phone, tablet, iPad, things like that, it will power those and be able to run some charge. Now you will lose battery life on the actual projector itself. It'll go through a lot faster, but with the solid 2 to 3 hours that you're going to get from this, you can watch most things. So Still pretty cool there. So battery life, build construction, everything, I can appreciate it. It's simple. It has enough outputs that you need. It has that 3.5mm jack, which you can have a little Bluetooth speaker or plug in some headphones or something, and you have a nice little cool little fun setup that you can set up anywhere. As long as you have a dark space. You really need a dark room for it to look the best, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But build construction, everything positive. Price point positive. Battery life could be better, but I still think that's a positive to even have it in a little device like this. When I bought it, like I said, I didn't think it even had its own battery. I thought it had to be plugged in, but it has its own battery life, so I still think that's all a lot of positives. Projection and how it looks, crispness and clarity, I think it's okay, but it's not the best, but it's definitely okay in a very dark space. So let's go to negatives and go right back into crispness and clarity. So the better you want to see crispness and clarity, you're going to want to come in closer. So at 40 to 32 inches of screen projected, it looks really decent. You can see the letters, you can read what you need to be able to read. If you had to read subtitles and things like that, you would be able to do that at that level. Now when you go back to about 50 inches, things get a little blurry, things don't look right lettering wise, and so at the full 50 inches in a completely dark room, a little harder to see. So absolutely, if you want the best picture, wanting to be at that 40 to 32 inch size of screen, and that's about 4 feet away from wherever you're projecting it onto. So that's going to be the sweet spot in my opinion. But if you're watching a normal movie and it doesn't have any thing that you have to read or anything, at the full 50 inches it can be done, but the farther you get away, you lose that clarity and you also lose some brightness. So just something to think about. The speakers on it are definitely okay, and so that could be kind of a positive, because I was surprised actually that you could have it at 100% volume and they still sound good. They don't distort or anything like that, but they're not super loud, but it's enough that you're going to be able to hear what you're listening to. So that could be a positive or negative, but I'm happy that they had speakers on there. The focus knob right here to focus, it doesn't really work that fantastic in my opinion. You really some fine adjustment to mess with it, and there's only a very minimum sweet spot when you do get there. So also, when you hook up the volume, will be controlled on this device only and not on your Android or your iPhone. At least from what I found and tested, everything just works on here. So depending on what you're thinking on that. Other than that, I think this is a pretty cool little device. Besides the brightness issues, and it has to be in an absolutely pitch black dark room to look the best, I still think it's a value at $89. It's very portable. It has that battery power. Pretty cool. I know one other thing that people probably ask, is it good for gaming? I don't think it is good for gaming in my opinion, unless you're playing really close. So if you're playing at that 40 inch to 32 inch screen size, I think that's the best clarity that you're gonna get with it. And plus, like the sound, you'd want to probably hook up your own headphones and things like that. So gaming, I don't think I would use it for that, but for watching your videos, watching a movie, things like that, it's going to be fun to use. Watching some sports events, like I said, as long as you keep it up close and it's more of a secondary screen than a primary screen. Like if you were watching a game on one TV and then maybe had the Red Zone channel on this TV on the side, on projected, just so you can see some highlights and stuff, that would be kind of cool. But using this as a main screen, as a focus of your room, I don't think so, because it's just, you can't get it that big and have really good brightness. So I don't think it's more of a secondary item in my opinion than a primary item, if that makes sense. So other than that, I think it is a good value. It's fun to have, portable, and I think it's a value to bring to you. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's been DJ Martini Midwest Reviews. More videos to come, more items coming. Got all kinds of stuff that I'm gonna bring to you. So stay tuned to DJ Martini Midwest Reviews.